they'll also have soaps and shampoos in the hotel rooms or the resort rooms that are also scented with the same product, and spas typically do this too, so they'll use lotions and things like that they're related to the smell that is there when you first walk in. And then hopefully you're like everybody and steal a few of those little products to bring home with you. And then the next time that you smell those, you're like, oh, I had the greatest time. I'm going to use Las Vegas as the example. I had the greatest time at this resort in Las Vegas. Wow, this is really making me want to go back there because of the emotional associations and memories that you have. And so you're going to go back to the same resort because it's created this like traveling in your suitcase, scent triggered branding advertisement, as it were, so that instead of saying, oh, maybe I'll try Berlin next time, or I'll try, Caesar's Palace, because you have this scent that's connected hopefully to a really good time, you're going to keep being a repeat customer. And that when you go back there also, you're comforted by the fact that yes, this is the experience when I walk in, it smells like this, I'm here, I'm getting this reliable experience again. And that's actually what works for these hotel chains. So you could be in a Sheraton anywhere in the country, and if it smells the same, then you're going to feel this kind of comfort. I know what I'm in for. It's going to be fine. It's all going to be good. It's what I expect.
If you're just joining us here on Studio 2, Avi Wolfman-Arent here with my co-host Cherry Gregg, talking about smell, and our guest is Rachel Hers. The thing that I would be worried about, Rachel, as a company, is the possibility that my scent repels just as many people as it attracts. But maybe that's a decent trade-off, because if I can just get a small segment of very, very loyal people who love my scent, it doesn't matter that, half the people will never come back. I mean, how do companies think about those trade-offs when it comes to developing a scent? Because I can't imagine there is one universally beloved scent.
No, you're absolutely right. There is not one universally beloved scent, although if there were anything, it would probably be vanilla. And that's because the scent of vanilla is actually also in breast milk as well as formula. So everybody who is alive today has either had breast milk or formula, and that's comforting, soothing, the nutrition, first experiences with love are bonded to the scent of vanilla in that respect. But that being said, the idea here is actually what you're saying is absolutely true. And there have been studies which have shown that, let's say in the lab, I say these two fragrances, I like them equally, they're great and so forth. And then I bring them into the context of the store and particular product. Let's say I have a high-end clothing store for women, and I have previously tested these two fragrances. Women shoppers who are likely my demographic say they like them both equally, but now they're in the store setting and one of them really hits and the other totally backfires. And it's been shown that if the scent backfires, it's actually worse than having no scent at all. So it can actually be quite negative, and people do want to avoid that. So the way to kind of work around this is really think hard about what is the feeling and what is actually connected from a fragrance perspective. And that can be pretty difficult because unless you're selling something like coffee or flowers, which have literal scents connected to them, it's hard to kind of think of what might be the right scent for something which is more conceptually abstract. So there is a real problem here, and I would say that the trade-off should not be 50-50, 50 love it and 50 hate it, but rather that, at least 75 like it, because since it's worse than no scent at all, I don't think that many stores will want to take the risk of a 50-50, hit or miss.
And I gotta ask you this question because I lost my sense of smell for about a month plus when I had COVID the first time. Everything tasted badly. Things just felt a little duller. I want you to sort of talk about what happens to folks when they don't have this sense of smell, and how important is our sense of smell to us just enjoying life.
Well, you said we only have a minute and a half, so I can't say very much about this. You could probably tell I could talk for a long time. Well, first of all, our sense of smell is actually involved in everything in our lives, and when people lose their sense of smell, it can really be, a total reconfiguration, usually for the negative, of their entire life experiences. Now, it's not always that way. And actually, there are people who are born without a sense of smell, and they are different from people who acquire loss of smell throughout their lives from the point of view of how they cope with it. Or people who everyone kind of varies. So there are certain people that just they were also born with a kind of a weak sense of smell, or some people who are born with very acute sense of smell for particular kinds of chemicals, and that may make them also like super sensitive depending upon the environment of the smell that they're having. But we're so emotionally connected to smell that, whether it's too little or too much, we can feel that that's bad, and it can shape everything that we experience moving forward.
Oh, so much more we can say about this. That's Rachel Hers, a neuroscientist who studies the psychological science of smell at Brown, and the author of numerous books on smell, including The Scent of Desire and Why You Eat What You Eat. Rachel, thanks for the time.
Thank you so much, Sherry and Abby. It's great to be on.
When we get back from the break, we're going to rewind back to our discussion about the controversial proposal to pay people to donate their organs. Stick with us. Lots to come. This is Studio 2.